Hi, I'm Ruth Gerson, and I created the Singingbelt mostly for the students in my classes because I didn't have enough hands to go around to everyone and hold them where they needed to be held to understand how to keep their diaphragm flexed and use their breath. And I knew once people started putting them on, the big reactions that everybody had, that this was something I wanted to share with singers and musicians and athletes and dancers, everyone who needs to use diaphragmatic breath support. But we're going to work on singing, and we're going to not only work on breath, but we'll work on all the mechanics of singing. We'll talk about breath placement. Once you have the air and you're holding the air, then where to place it in your mouth to keep it from moving around. If the air moves around in your mouth, then your notes are going to waver. We'll talk about the positioning of the mouth and the tongue and the jaw and the lips and the posture. Anytime we too radically change our posture, we may cut ourselves off, which in performance, anything is allowable. We do anything we want in performance to express ourselves. But as we develop the voice, we want to have the right posture, and we want to practice with a full voice. Again, when you sing and you perform, you may use a whispery voice, you may use a gravelly voice, but when you are developing your pitch and your support, we want to use a full voice. So we will talk about support, placement, and positioning. Those are the three things you should think about as a singer all the time until you never have to think about it again, because you know it like you know how to ride a bicycle. So let's start with the idea of support, because the voice is a wind instrument and it begins and ends with the breath. We think that, I have to breathe, but you have to breathe, but you have to also not give your air away, blow your air out. That's one of the biggest things that singers do. If you think of a balloon and it's filled with air and you spread apart the lip and you get that squeaky sound, it's all that air underneath. That air is the support, it's the energy. It supplies the pressure, the air pressure, for a small amount of air to make that sound as it vibrates the lip of the balloon. It's the same with your voice. It's all the air kept in your lungs that we release a small, resistant, steady, even breath, and it vibrates the vocal cords to make a sound. If you blow that air away, you're going to go sharp. If you give up all your air, then you'll go flat. If you think of the balloon, if it's only half full, you can't even get a sound. You have to have all that air. So how do we get that air? How do we keep that air and use that air? The first part is thinking about the diaphragm, and it really helps to look at it. It is a giant muscle sheath. It's not a little thing. It nearly cuts your body in half. Your lungs and heart are up here, and one of its functions is to actually protect the lungs and heart from the kidneys and the livers and the intestine in case anything happens. And when we have natural breathing, when we speak, we don't think about it. The diaphragm naturally, involuntarily moves up and down, and as it flexes, it draws air into the lungs. It creates a vacuum, brings the air in, and then as it contracts, it expresses the air. What we want to do is we want to keep that air in our lungs, so we don't want to let it go. So we're going to expand the lower part of the rib cage using our intercostal muscles here and our lateral muscles in the back, because you'll see on the other side, the back can really help you breathe and hold your breath. And also what's connected here, which you don't see in this picture, are all the abdominal wall muscles, which are connected to your ribs and also help you keep that expansion, keep that spread. What the Singingbelt does, where you wear the Singingbelt, is right across here and scooping downward around here, so that you have the flexibility to move the belt depending on your size and where your diaphragm is. So you have that flexibility that the second belt should come up this way but not constrict your abdominal wall muscles. That's really important, because you want to be able to expand and hold and use your belly without feeling any kind of constriction, but you also want to be able to feel the constriction of the belt, which you'll see. We're about to put it on in a moment. You'll see the belt, when you hold, you'll feel the belt tight, and you'll know, okay, I've got my air. And what you'll know also immediately is, I let my air go, which is, again, what we're working not to do. I think the best thing now is to probably just go put the belt together and put it on and get started. Okay, so you should have a quad release buckle in your bag and 2 straps. The first strap we're going to work with is the one with the logo on it that says Singingbelt. It's a straight strap. This goes on the upper part. So you'll just take your buckle, put this through the big hole, bring it back through the little slot. Pretty easy. And then take your other side through the big hole, through the little slot. And you have your first belt assembled. And we're going to go ahead and put that on because it's easier to get the right adjustment of the lower belt, which is really important. So put it on. You're going to put it right where your breastbone is. Snap it, pull it. You want it tight, but not so tight that you can't expand. The point is that when you let go, it will fall to tell you that you've let go of your support, but you don't want it so tight that you can't expand. Let's do the lower belt. This belt has a right and left side. So you want the right side to be tapering upwards. Bring it around your back. And through the big slot. And then through the bottom small slot, if you can see there. And bring it around your lower back, but it should taper up and not constrict your abdominal wall muscles through the big slot. And finally, last. And once you have this set for yourself, it'll be much easier to just clip on and off every time you use it. We're going to leave the lower belt slightly loose. The upper belt, we want it tight, but you should be able to get a finger in there because you don't want it to actually constrict the rib cage, so you can't expand, which is what you're going to want to be able to do. But you want it loose enough that when you let go, it falls. But tight enough so that when you expand, you can feel, oh, yes, I'm holding. And let's look at that in the back. You can see the top belt goes horizontally, right where my breastbone would be in front, and the lower belt comes down low because you're going to learn to use these lower back muscles to expand and take a deep breath and hold to support your voice. But then they're going to taper up this way and not constrict the abdominal wall muscles. So let's start with the first breathing exercises. Just turn to your side. You don't actually have to turn to your side. I have to turn to my side. And let your body drop. Hang like a rag doll. Leave your neck loose. Your mouth should be open. Your tongue settled on the bottom of your mouth, the tip of your tongue behind your teeth. And you're just going to expand against the belt. You can feel you just took a very deep breath and hold. Hold your breath. Feel the belts tight all the way around. Gently let that breath go. You feel the belts loosen. Be conscious of this feeling. We're going to use this later as we start to sing. It's just easy to feel this way. Expand. Hold. Now keep holding. Don't let go. Don't give away your air. Hold and hum. You feel towards the end of your hum, you feel the belts get loose and you're letting go. Again, just be aware of that feeling. Expand again. Leave your mouth open so the air comes in through your mouth. Hold. And try to hold this as long as you can. Don't let go. Fight, don't let go on that first breath. Open to an ah. Now you're starting to let go. Fight it ah. And expand. You can do this as much as you want. We'll do one more. Expand. Hold. Ah, you're going to slowly roll up. Ah, and the belt belts will fall at the end because you've let go of all your air. Now you can tighten the lower belt as we start to work standing up. So what you should be able to feel is in the lower belt is almost as if my hands are on your lower back. It doesn't have to be super tight. It just reminds you that you can breathe. You can use the lower back muscles as well as the intercostal muscles and the abdominal wall muscles to breathe here instead of here. So just to relax, bring your shoulders way up to your ears and squeeze them. Let it go. Bring them back and let it go. And we're going to stretch the tongue. So stretch your tongue all the way out of your mouth, like there's a rope pulling it out. And stretch the sides of your tongue so you can hit your ears with your tongue. Stretch it down. You're going to lift your palate and stretch your palate. So a big yawn, but leave your tongue down, tip of the tongue behind the teeth. Stretch it. Feel it raise up. Again, you want to think about these different feelings. A lifted palate, used more in classical singing. Ah. For pop singing, you want to leave your palate about where you speak. Ah. So feel the difference again. Lift it, stretch it, let it go, and stretch your tongue. Good. And now let's just blow up a balloon or feel like you're playing the trumpet. Make a fist, and you're just going to expand where the belts are. Hold, feel them tight, and blow. Good. When you're done with that, you should have felt each abdominal wall muscle engage. And in the beginning, you feel a lot of pressure. This is an important feeling for singing because when we support our voice, we don't want to muscle it or push on it, but we will feel sometimes pressure. Make the same fist a little looser this time so you have a little less resistance, which is more like singing, the same resistant breath of singing, and blow again. It's going to go faster. You feel the pressure? Try it again and just be aware of the pressure. If this is difficult for you in the beginning or you just get a short breath, just do it a few times. Don't do it too many times in a row or you might get lightheaded. You want to be doing that 10 or 20 times a day to start to build the endurance you need to support your voice. Let's talk for a second about where we're going to place the air. So the voice is a wind instrument. We have to think about having the air, keeping the air, and then where we place the air, what we do with it. So if a nail went through the top of your head, it would come out through the very center of the roof of your mouth. Just press on that with your thumb. I call it the top of the dome there. Just press. That's where you're aiming your air. For 90% of your notes, all the notes in one place in your mouth. If you play the flute, think of the flute. You have the aperture, so you know exactly where your air needs to go. The same is true in the mouth. You got to get the air in the same place. If you blow over the aperture, your notes are going to warble. Same in the mouth. You want all the notes in the same place. When we go very high, you'll learn to bring it back. When we go very low, you'll learn to bring it forward towards your teeth. But for now, just press here. Good. Every note there. Expand where the belts are. Feel your belly expand. You feel your ribs expand. You can feel the belts tight. You'll feel your back. You'll feel the belts there. Don't let go. Every note. Aha. Ah. Take a breath. Leave the tongue down. Scoop. Tip of the tongue behind the teeth. Ah. Notice my jaw, okay? So my jaw on the ah is vertical. Always have a vertical jaw. We don't want the jaw coming forward horizontally and cutting us off. We want it to drop. ah. And for the E, watch that your tongue doesn't pull back in your mouth. You want to leave the tongue as much in the same position as on the ah as you can. So on the E, you simply ah, E, close a little. And for the oo, again, your teeth are still slightly separated, your tongue is down, and the lips just come forward for the oo. Expand, hold, ah, ee, oo. Ah, ee, oo. Good. Expand, hold, easy, gentle, vertical. Ah! Do that with me. Ah! Another, a little louder. Ah! Good. Now expand. Hold that. We're going to do a sustained note. When you're done, stop the air. Don't blow the air away. Stop it and breathe in again. So expand. Hold. Ah! Breathe in. Don't blow out. Breathe in. Ah! Good. See if you can hold it a little longer. Breathe in. Don't blow out. Belts stay tight. They're not going to fall. Ah! Good. And hopefully you've remained vertical. And let's do a few more exercises before we sing. The next one, we're just going to do a lip roll. So it's going to show that you have a nice, resistant, steady breath. If the roll stops, it's because your breath isn't steady. So just practice it till you get it. And the trick is to keep firm against the belts. When you let go, the lip roll will stop. So expand and hold. Easy, just first, just good. Now we're going to do a lip roll, but go up and down with notes. So I want every note placed in the middle of your mouth. Press here. And you can take your fingertips and feel what's going on with your voice box. It's really interesting. Leave your fingertips. Don't push. Be gentle. Just feel. And expand. And start low and come up high. Feel it. Expand again. You feel the voice box move. Here we go. Good. And now we're going to do the same thing, but with a tongue trill. If you can't do this, just keep practicing till you get it. It takes a little while. Some people can do it very easily. Some people, they struggle for a few weeks, but you'll get it. And you're going to follow opposite motion with your eye. So when I go up in a note, I'm going to actually think down. So I'm coming down to those higher notes. If you think about landing a note, it's because we're coming down to it. We're not reaching up. When we reach up to a note, we cut it off. You want to drop down to it. So tongue trill, same kind of siren. You're going to lose your belt because you're losing your air. Expand. Good. Hold. Longer one. You're going to feel the pressure like you did with the balloon. Hold. Expand. Hold. Don't let go. Good. Last one. We're just going to do on ah. Okay? Blow again. So you remember that feeling of pressure. It's not a lot. Leave a hole. That's all you're going to feel, and that's when we're really holding the note. At first you won't feel much. Just expand. Leave the belts tight. Ah. Good. Breathe in. Ah. One more. Let's go. Ah. Okay, we're gonna do one last exercise before we move to the piano. It's my favorite. You're gonna do it on ah and ooh and e. We're gonna start on ah low, go up and over on ooh and down on e. Think about the position of the jaw and the tongue and the teeth. You're gonna open on ah, close a little on e, but leave space. You should be able to get your finger in there and just bring the lips forward for ooh, okay? Expand against the belts. Don't let that go. And at the end, breathe in, don't blow out. So here we go, starting low. And it's great. If you have any phlegm on here, you're gonna knock it off. The sirens are great for that. Before you go out and sing, you don't want a big phlegm ball there, so it'll knock it off. Every note, same place in your mouth, aha. Think them all there, here we go. Breathe in, don't breathe out. Breathe in, don't let the belts fall. One more. I think we're ready to do some singing. Let's go over the piano. Okay, so we're gonna start with something simple. First three notes of the scale. 1, 2, 3, but we're gonna do it on ooh, e. Ooh, ee, ooh, ee, ooh, ee, ooh. So I want you to think about the jaw, and the jaw should still be released. Millimeter by millimeter, you're gonna let that jaw go week by week. So even though it's an ooh, the teeth are separated, and the tongue is down as if it's an ah, and the tip of the tongue behind the teeth. Ooh, ee. And you're gonna hold. Ooh, ee, ooh, ee, ooh, ee, ooh. And now I'm gonna ask you as we go up and down the scale to not breathe in or out between exercises as much as you can. So for the first few, you won't breathe at all. As we get higher, you're gonna need more breath because I want you to practice that feeling of not giving your air away, of not blowing it away. So here we go. Hold. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Take a breath if you need. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Hold. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Breathe in. Good, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start over. If you are giving your breath away, if you're noticing you can't hold, take a finger, put it right on your lips and see where you're blowing. Where do you feel wind? You don't wanna feel wind. You'll feel warmth, but no actual blowing. And you can stop the blowing by concentrating where the belts are and just not letting go there. To blow away my air, I have to push it out. If I hold here, it won't go anywhere. Try. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Breathe in. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Breathe in. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Breathe in. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Don't breathe. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Breathe in. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh. Good. So you should start feeling what it feels like to just hold and not let go. Only breathe in what you need, about halfway, so you're not over full and having that impulse to give it up. We're gonna reverse for the next exercise. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1. We're gonna do it on Lee. I want you to use the tip of your tongue against your hard ridge, right behind your teeth for the Lee. So we don't fill up our mouth with Lee, we don't with an L, Lee. We're gonna use the tip of the tongue, Lee. You're gonna leave your teeth slightly separated. The difference in sound, if I say E, E, or if I say E, E, you get a lot more resonance. So easy. Expand and hold. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in if you need or hold. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in. Lee, 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 lee. And you're watching. You're watching not for the breath to be here, but for the breath to just be held gently here. Don't let go. Lee, 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 lee. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in. Lee, 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 lee. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in. Lee, 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 lee. Lee, 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 lee. Hold. Lee, 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 lee. Challenge yourself. Hold. Lee, 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 lee. Good. So let's move on to something a little bit more difficult, but not too much. I want you to think about stopping the breath without blowing it away. So we're just going to go ah, ah, ah. We'll go a little faster than that. But what you're not doing is breathing in or out in between. You're just stopping and starting. Ah, ah, ah. Right? Try it. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, And you may notice on each exercise, as I get to my top note, I always direct us downward because you want to think again about coming down to that top note so that you don't reach up to it, cut yourself off. You can't sing like this. You can sing by dropping down so the voice box doesn't move up. You can watch this in the mirror. If you see yourself, the voice box move up. If you see your jaw come out horizontally to support, you know you're not supporting down here. So you want to leave it vertical, dropped, tongue down, think down to the notes. Let's do the next exercise. Easy. We're going to sing California. And notice my mouth is open about 2 fingers apart. And I leave it there for the beginning, ca, and even on the for, fa, and then the nya, when I come back down, ya. So I begin, go through, and return to the same mouth position. If I don't, then my notes are going to sound off pitch because as you close the mouth, I change the pitch. So I want to keep returning to the same position of the mouth. And I can measure it. I'll usually use my index finger for my upper lip and my thumb for my lower lip. Just like that. And just make sure I'm staying in the same place. California. Try it. California. You'll also notice that I'm cheating my R. I'm staying on the fa as long as I can because an R pulls your tongue back in your mouth, which you can't sing over. So stay open as much as you can, tongue down as much as you can. Cheat over the R, just wait for it. Here we go. California. 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 When you think you got it, move your hand. California. Breathe in, hold against the belt to release the jaw. California. Every note, same place in the mouth. California. California. The next exercise, tiny bit harder. We're going to start to spread the intervals. 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. We're going to do it on ha and he. You're going to check sometimes for air. Make sure you're not blowing your air away, that you're keeping as much of it as possible. When you use an H, you're going to lose some, but you don't want big puffs of air, okay? Ha, 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 ha. Notice my tongue stays down, tip of the tongue behind the teeth, slightly curved, not moving. Every time your tongue moves, your note's going to move. It also means, because it's connected, your voice box is moving. So yes, when I change notes, there's movement, but I don't want it to be a push. I want it to be balanced. Hold against the belts and you won't push. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Feel for breath. Ha, 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 ha. I can do it without a puff. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Down on he. He, 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 he. Don't breathe out, breathe in. He, 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 he. Good, same thing, let's do a whole octave, okay? Ha, 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 ha. Easy. And just remember not to blow the air away at the end. Expand, hold. Ha, 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 ha. 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 Ha, 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 ha. Good. Okay, I want to move now to some head tone. For a man, we usually call it the falsetto. For a woman, we usually call it head voice. Male head voice sometimes is described differently than female head voice, but I want you to find that girly voice that we're going to use. Ooh. Find the sound, even if you hate it. If you've never used it, if you never will use it, find it, because it's going to make your voice stronger. Just find it. Hold against the belts. Ooh. Get it. Let's start here. On E. E. Don't judge it if you've never used it before. Just keep going with it, okay? E. 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 It takes a lot of air. That's why it's important to do, okay? Leave the tongue down, teeth apart, and the palate should be lifted and back. Yawn a little. Don't press up. Make sure you release down. Hold here. Release. I once heard a teacher describe something I found very helpful. If you think of this as almost an elevator shaft, and then voice box moving up is the elevator, if you bend this back, you're going to cut yourself off. Also, if you bend back, tongue moves back against your larynx, right? So you can't sing so well. Even try just singing ah, and move it all the way back, ah, that gets really hard to do. So you want to keep that posture, although when you're performing, different things happen that's going to affect the way you sound. But when we do our exercises, we try to line everything up, okay? Then we're just going to do real easy. Hold. Ooh. Breathe in. Ooh. Breathe in. Ooh. Breathe in. Ooh. Lift the palate. Ooh. Bring the sound back when you need. Ooh. So what that means when I say bring the sound back, all up till now, we've let that air be right in the middle of the roof of the mouth, right here. And now I want you to bring that air slightly back where you need. and then bring it back to center. Good. Feel good? One more we're going to do here. Real easy on Lee. I'm going to split this up, okay? Lee, 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 lee. We're going to split it in half. So breathe, expand, don't let go. It takes a lot of breath. Lee, lee, lee. Repeat after me. Lee, lee, lee. Breathe in. Lee, lee, lee. Lee, lee, lee. Don't blow your air away at the end. Here we go. Let's do it all together. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in. Lee, 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 lee. Two more. Use that lower belt so you get a nice deep breath into your lower back. Hold. Don't give it away on the first note. Lee, 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 lee. Breathe in. Lee, 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 lee. Good. One more. Just an octave on ooh. Nice and easy. Every note in the same place in your mouth. One more. And down. Good. Work on that part of your voice every day. Whether or not you're going to use it, work on it. It's going to build your resonance, build your strength. It's going to make a real difference. Let's go back to chest. I want to talk about diphthongs. Diphthongs are combined vowel sounds. So far we've been doing oo and e and eh. Now we're going to start working on a, I, o. Really important because when you sing over diphthongs, if you move through the combined vowel sound, your pitch is going to sound warbly. You want to stay on the front part of the vowel and close with the latter part. Let me show you. So if I'm singing away, I want to think of it as a wet till I get to the end and then close with the E. So we'll do an exercise. We go, a wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. And notice my mouth is in the same position on the and the S. So I don't open, I don't go away, but I'm away right there. Try it with me. Start with a wet. A wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. And you'll notice you're using the belts to hold those top notes. Just expand against the belts. You're not actually expanding, but you're going to feel like you're almost widening instead of losing that air. Here we go. A wet. A wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. Keep the tongue down in the same place. A wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. See how I'm holding on the as long as I can and then closing with the E. a wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. One more. A wet, a wet, a wet, a wet, away, 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 away. And you'll get used to doing that, and that will feel natural. It'll feel like you're singing just like you speak. But at first it feels a little strange. Let's do I. Same idea. I'm going to stay on the ah for as long as I can. My lips aren't going to move. My tongue's not going to move. But when I'm done with the phrase, I'll close with the E. And I only know it's the I sound when I'm at the end of it. Try it. And I. And I. And I. Good. Be ready for a little bit of pressure on the top note, okay? You're not going to push it. You're going to drop the jaw. You're going to go down to it, and you're going to hold. Expand. Don't let go. And I. Try that again. And I. And I. And I. And I. And I. Good. Let's move on to O. So O is and oo. Say your lips do nothing. And you want to travel on the note over that relaxed, open mouth sound. And then close with the oo. So repeat after me. Oh, 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 oh. Then we're going to do a run with it. You ready? Oh. You do it. Good. Oh. 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 Ready? Oh. Do it again. Oh. Good. Oh. 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 Let's do another O. Different scale. You might not be used to it. Take the tips of your fingers, just lightly, don't push, just press here, touch here. It'll help you get the muscular memory of the notes. Don't go. Let's split it in half. Don't go. Now all the way up and down. Don't go. Good. Don't go. You notice I'm traveling over the I don't move to the oo till I'm really done. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. once more back to the I sound, but we're going to say the word smile. And I want you to travel only over the ah of smile. And we're going to do a whole octave up and down, and I want every note as much as possible to be in the same place as in your mouth. Ah-ha. Okay? So we're not going to go smile, but you're going to go smile. Try that, same place. Smile. You're going to use the belts on this because in order not to push that sound, I'm going to concentrate on holding against the belts. Smile. You do it? Smile. Smile. Make sure you're not pushing. You're not going smile. You want to be steady. Smile. 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 Do that again. You're going to want to go smile. We don't want to. We want to hold. Same place. Smile. Try again. Smile. You're going to do that. You're going to notice my mouth is not opening and closing. I'm not going smile. I'm not doing that. I'm staying steady. Smile. Let's do it again. Smile. 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 Good, that's enough diphthong work for this lesson. Let's do something fun to loosen up. We're just going to count 1 through 20, but we're going to do it on one breath. First, it's going to be easy. As we move higher and go slower, it's going to get harder. This is great for building breath control and lung capacity. So just like this, hold, don't let go. 1 through 20. On 20, we're going to descend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good, do it with me, easy. Expand against the belts. Don't let go, don't let go on that 1. Hold it, you're gonna need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Breathe in, slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you'll see my belts fall because I used all my air. Let's go. Breathe in. Hold, don't let go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. You want to challenge yourself. It should be a little hard at the end. You should not completely make it. But if you start to squeeze or you feel tense, stop. Take a breath. Always keep it relaxed. Let's do a minor scale, another breath control. Let me break it in parts. Let's just do that to begin with. Ready? On ooh. Hold. Then we're going to do intervals. Now let's do a fourth, different sound. And descend from the fifth. Don't worry if you don't understand the numbers, just listen to the sounds. Bring it all together, one breath. Don't breathe unless you have to. Expand. Ready? Here we go. on E. Ready? E. As we get higher, if you feel you need to breathe in, you breathe in. But if you can hold, challenge yourself. Ah. Little breath. Good. Let's do an octave. Easy. Expand, hold. Don't give away your air on your first note. Every note in the same place in your mouth. Ma, me, mu, ma. 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 Good. For some of us, not everybody, a lot of people around the A, B flat, B, you start to hit a break or a bridge. You're going to bring the air slightly back in your mouth. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. Drop down. Ma, me, mu, ma. Don't reach up. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. Ma, me, mu, ma. As you're doing those octaves, you can really look, watch with your eyeballs, not your head, your eyeballs, watch opposite motion. That's going to help you. Okay? Same thing, another octave. Let's do it on California though, because it's a little more challenging. When you hit that R, stay off that R and bring it at the end. California, 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 don't let go, California. Good, almost done. Couple more and then you'll be ready to practice with the CD every day till you get great. Let's do 8 and 9. 8 and 9. That's it. You start on the 5th. 8 and 9. Okay? Every note, same place in your mouth. 8 and 9. Don't breathe. 8 and 9. Don't breathe. 8 and 9. Don't breathe. 8 and 9. Breathe if you have to. 8 and 9. Don't breathe. 8 and 9. 8 and 9. Breathe. 8 and 9. Breathe in. Go back. 8 and 9. 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 Hold your breath. Don't breathe. 8 and 9. 8 and 9. 8 and 9. A lot of times I'll say hold your breath because it keeps you from breathing out. You will always breathe in when you need to, or you'll die if you don't breathe in. You will always breathe in. The point is when you breathe in, you know to breathe in here where the belts are, okay? And that what we don't want to do is blow our air away because we want to be able to use it. So one last exercise. On day and my. Every note, same place in your mouth. You're going to hold it. And then as you work on it on your own, you're going to try and just hold those notes steady, 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 longer and longer. Okay? But at first, you don't have to hold it too long. Just make sure it feels steady. Day. Try it. My. Make sure you're dropping the jaw, you're not pushing up to it, you're just releasing down to it, holding. Take the pressure. If it feels a little weird, just blow. Feel that pressure. Great. So one last thought before you go on your own and use the CD and practice every day. Some of these exercises may seem a little hard if you're not up for them. Start really simple. You need a keyboard. Start really simple. Just play a note, listen to the note, and hold the note. Like that. That's ear training, because your brain has to just start to recognize the patterns of the notes and then translate it to your voice box so you get in the right position to sing it. It's when we have babies, we show the babies circles and squares and triangles for their eyeballs and focus their eyes, but we don't necessarily do the same thing with notes. So if you didn't grow up around a lot of music, your ear might not be trained, but you can train it. And if you work on it every day, you can train it pretty quickly, so don't feel like you can't sing if you're not getting these exercises right away. You do them every day, you're gonna notice a big difference. And if you have any other questions, you can visit us at the website, singingbelt.com, or you can come to How to Sing San Francisco for San Francisco vocal coaching. Thanks.